The Fair Work Ombudsman is the independent National Workplace Relations Regulator. And as the Fair Work Ombudsman, which I've been since July 2018, I have an agency of more than 800 people. We regulate nearly 1 million employing businesses and around 13 million workers across Australia. Broadly speaking, our purpose as a statutory agency is to promote productive, cooperative and compliant workplace relations. The Fair Work Ombudsman educates on and enforces the minimum entitlements in the Fair Work Act and related industrial instruments, including awards and enterprise agreements. I'm sure you've seen wage underpayments in the headlines. A significant part of our role is supporting businesses to avoid underpayments, and if they do occur, getting underpaid workers the money they're entitled to as efficiently as possible. In recent years, we've shifted to a stronger compliance and enforcement stance, and we've already seen it working really effectively. In the last 2021 financial year, we recovered a record $148 million for more than 69,000 employees. It's the third year in a row that we've had record recoveries, and it was nearly 5 times the annual recoveries achieved when I started in the role. Just as prevention can be better than cure, a key part of our role is to provide education and advice through a range of accessible mediums, including an extensive website and social media channels. To give just 2 examples, in the last reported financial year, we had 22 million website visits and nearly 6 million calculations on our Pay Tools calculator. We also have a dedicated support service for small business and an anonymous reporting tool for workers or others who can provide us with information about non-compliance. In relation to proactive investigations, our approach is intelligence-led, and we set annual priorities focusing on sectors where there's a high risk of non-compliance, such as the fast food, restaurants and cafes sector. And we also prioritise protection of vulnerable workers, such as migrants and young people. We understand that non-compliance is sometimes unintentional, and in these cases we focus on offering education and advice in addition to recovering underpaid entitlements. However, we don't hesitate to take higher level enforcement action for more serious conduct, and that includes taking businesses to court. The public service provides incredibly diverse and rewarding work, with the added benefit of having the goal of building stronger and more equitable communities. That's always been a key driver for me, and I'm genuinely proud to work in the public purpose sector of the workforce. I've had a diverse career, starting my career as a school teacher and then moving into the ACT government and then the Commonwealth public servant. I've had the opportunity of working in skills policy, in the Education Department, in Women's Policy, in the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet. I've been head of Safe Work Australia, and I've run the $8 billion outsourced employment services programs, along with workplace relations policy in the Department of Employment. I feel enormously privileged to have had these amazing opportunities, and to hope through these I've made a positive difference to the lives of many people in the community. In the public service, you're actively encouraged and in fact you're expected to engage with a range of other public authorities to help solve important problems for the community. With the pandemic and its various challenges, for example, the Fair Work Ombudsman has engaged closely with agencies such as the Australian Tax Office, the Fair Work Commission and Safe Work Australia and Comcare to ensure we have the most up-to-date, accurate information on workplace laws, while also providing clear referrals when other authorities are the right source. Working in the public sector allows you to give the community the confidence that the government of the day will provide people with a certain level of support that they can trust. This might be by creating new policies or laws, or in a regulator such as the Fair Work Ombudsman by holding to account those who might be doing the wrong thing under laws. For example, the Fair Work Ombudsman's focus on large corporations including our major litigations that are ongoing against Woolworths, Coles and the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. These have all highlighted the need for those in the sector to focus more on their workplace obligations to their staff. When I look within my agency, it's incredibly rewarding to watch staff flourish, whether they be within the agency portfolio, in other agencies across the APS more broadly. At the FWO, I'm proud that we have created an environment where the best people want to work because we continually support and develop our staff. As a best practice employer, I also appreciate the public service's commitment to inclusion and diversity, the support we give our employees' physical and mental health, the way we assist those facing domestic violence, our network of LGBTQIA+ employees, the gender equality targets we meet, and the way we want staff to bring their whole selves to work. I know the public service can bring out the best in people. I see this every day. I'm incredibly proud to be a public servant. Being an employee of the public sector means commitment. It means dedication. It means knowing your patch well so you deliver for the public that relies on you. It means thinking about the bigger picture, such as the broader political environment we operate in, as well as the day-to-day focus required to get advice and decisions right. Being a public servant means upholding certain standards of ethics and conduct. I see us as role models in our communities. We should wear the title public servant with pride. That said, being a public servant also means being comfortable with a certain amount of criticism. We're open to feedback, we're happy to get into a dialogue, we're here to listen, and we understand there's room to grow. In relation to motivation, I want to give back to the community because it's my community too. For example, my father owned a butcher store in Tasmania. When we draft advice for small businesses, I can't help but think of my dad and people just like him doing their best to follow the law while employing people and making a living. As someone who's worked in workplace relations for more than a decade, I want to see the laws Parliament has passed delivered to protect workers. I have no time for any business that might take advantage of vulnerable migrant workers or students who, without the Fair Work Ombudsman, don't know or couldn't enforce their workplace rights. I want to give back to the community and use my years of experience and knowledge to make workplaces fair. It's rewarding to know my agency and I have helped protect the workplace rights of exploited vulnerable workers. We make a difference in so many ways. Primarily, our focus on advice and education, investigations, compliance and enforcement, and strategic priorities is all targeted to help employers get it right, and when they don't, hold them to account and get money back into the pockets of workers who need it. When you think of $148 million recovered in 2021, that's money back to more than 69,000 workers. Money they need to pay for their daily essentials as well as their mortgages, rents, their education, and perhaps to look forward to a deserved holiday. The accurate calculations, advice and information we provide to employers are solving problems every day that allow them to move forward with confidence and effectively manage and plan for their business. Holding non-compliant employers to account also prevents them getting an unfair advantage over other businesses, those business competitors who do follow the law. And when we do take court action, our penalties and related media coverage help act as a deterrent to rogue employers or would-be rogue employers. It's all of these things and so many more that help us build a culture of compliance with workplace laws in Australia. While we are a relatively small regulator, we have a large national remit. I'm proud of what we're able to achieve and how our strategic thinking has helped us make the biggest impact with the resources and enforcement tools that we have.